again. There. How you lot? Excuse my at-home vibes, man. I got the blanket wrapper on me, become well. It's not actually that cold, you know. It's quite mild. I just feel like I needed to cozy up because it's the portal that deals with the body today. Because I said so. I know, but we're gonna be focused on the body. There's so many different things going on in terms of energy shifts. Hey, Bell S. Okay. And you know, and people are being affected physically. So I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the illusion of time. Also, I want to talk about the moon. Can we talk about the moon? What else do I want to talk about? Oh, I did bring it. I'll show you, love. Okay, I hope you lot, I want to be able to hear the music. I hope you lot can't hear it too much because I don't want them to penalise me. I feel like every time I come on here, there's some type of penalisation for me. More time, I don't know what I did. So, I'm just going to go with it. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you in. Can you like hit the like button when you come in? Why can't I see you? Why can't I see you when you come in? Help me, help me. There it is. There you are. I'm the lesson. Ether, Renee, Stressed Michelle, Starseed Michelle. Not stressed. I hope you're not stressed, girl. I hope you're not. Okay, there you all are. Speaking, where are you all? Well, go on. I was in a bit of a tiz the last time you lot saw me, innit? A bit emotional. I feel great. Some for you. This is from my new range, of course, on the website. This is, actually, it's not even on there yet. Chatting shit. I need to put them on there because they are delicious. These ones are, I've used patchouli oil. I've focused on like masculine energy with this one because I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of work with the masculine this year. Not only my own, but also the masculine energy as a whole. So yeah. Hey Queen Diamond. Hey Isma, my girl. Oh, that's so beautiful, girl. Thank you. I feel like I am the wind. I feel like I'm Oya. Like me and Oya's got a thing going on. Do you get? So that was a beautiful thing. I'm really, really good, you know. I feel awesome. I feel very, very, I feel like God's favourite. Okay. Hey, girl, Miss Flickin. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you. Yeah, I feel awesome because the last time I was on here, it was the day before I was meant to be flying out somewhere, and I didn't get there. I made the effort and I just missed my flight and I didn't get there. I cried like a newborn child inside the airport, and thank you. I feel it, man. I feel awesome. This is why I wanted to tell you this story. So basically, what I did before I went to fly, I went out into my garden. I released my menstrual flow into tree. I gave lots of offerings and I paced up and down praying, especially for protection. So I make my way to the airport. I would love to meet you, Isma. I would love to meet you. Get into either email or the gram and let's exchange the details. I would love that, girl. I would love that. Yes, I'm on. So boom, I'm meant to be away for 10 days in the sun. I've got friends that have planned amazing excursions and things for me and stuff. Boom, I don't make my flight. There's no way of me ever getting on a flight, especially not on that day. I cried so hard. There was even a woman in the airport who, imagine the size of an airport, yeah, and she decides to be right next to me, opening up her case to repack and reshuffle, and I see that she has a Bible on the top, and I'm distraught. I'm on the phone to BA. I'm trying to sort my life out, and I say to her, like, you know, are you a Christian? She says to me, yes. I said, could you pray for me? This woman sat beside me on her knees, and she was praying while I was on the phone to BA, who were the most unhelpful, seriously, they were the most unhelpful. And she prayed and she prayed and she prayed with me, and she honestly, her love and compassion for me was just so needed. Anyway, she had to go off and do whatever she did. I can do whatever she needed to do. I continued to break down, be on the phone with the most unhelpful people. All I had was like my travel agent trying to support me. I had this stranger supporting me, and then everybody else I feel like was against me, except one guy in BA. He sounded like he would have moved mountains for me if he could. Oh my God. Anyway, guys, moral of the story is I stayed in the airport. I fell apart for about 5 to 7 hours, and then I pulled myself together and I tried to make my way back home. Anyway, my next option now was to only get a cab home, because there were train strikes and there were all kinds of things. And in my mind, I was going to get a coach. Got out there was no coach. And then so I decided, boom, I was going to get in like a Uber, but it's called a Bolt. So to get in one of these cabs, yeah. Every time I'm trying to order a cab's not coming, and keeps taking my money, giving it back, taking my money, giving it back. So anyway, I go and smoke. So I've got some pre-rolls, and yeah, some pre-rolls with a little ganja in it, and what, yeah. And so I've got my pre-rolls, and I'm having a little smoke. And then I decide that I'm going to get into the queue for the cabs at the airport. But then I decide that I want to share a cab. You know what, I'm in my head, I was going to go around the corner and say, I'm going to shout to everybody in the queues, anybody going to where I'm going. By the time I got there, I didn't have the energy, and I just queued up. Next thing I know, I'm not in the queue 2 minutes, and a guy comes and he says, anybody got 2 spaces to Victoria? Anybody want to? That's me! That's me, because I want to go home. I've had the longest day. Anyway, boom, get in a cab, and I'm sitting in the back of the cab with 5 strangers, and it dawns on me of what's happened. I've missed my flight. I've lost my money, not only in the flight and also in my accommodation. It was just, and I was just about to break down again, and then I heard this voice say, do you trust me? And in that moment I said, yes. And the tears just sucked back up, and I sat down and I was at peace. I swear to you, I was at peace. Everything that happened between that moment and getting back to my home was peaceful. It was bliss. It was beautiful. There was one woman at the bus stop while I was waiting to come home, and she was obviously had little issues, and so she was trying to get on a bus to go around the corner, and then she started talking to me, and she was like, do you know, I'm trying to get home, do you know where this place is? And I said, yeah, it's just around the corner. She said, yeah, I'm trying to get on the bus. I said, babes, you know, there's no buses, you know. And then she was like, all right. She goes, do you think I should walk? I said, oh, you know what, I think it would be better if you walk, you know. And then she complimented me on my outfit. She told me it was lovely. I complimented her on hers. And then she turned around just before she left. She said, you know what, no one's ever been nice to me. Everyone's really horrible to me all the time, and you were nice to me. I said, well, you're beautiful. And that was the end of that. Now, I told a friend that, and she was like, you know, that's what you were supposed to be doing. I'm like, right. Instead, I wasn't supposed to be flying anywhere. Next thing you know, the way the week panned out, there was some serious issues with my kids. I needed to be here for my kids. There was some serious issues with some other shit. I needed to be here for that other shit. And then, woo! Mind your business, because you already know. When you see me like this, you already know. And I rekindled with a really old somebody from a really long time ago, and yo, I was supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to be. And then when I thought about the protection of that I prayed for just before I left, this was it. And then, creme de la creme, I watched my baby girl perform on the Budweiser stage pre-Brit Awards show. Listen! My baby killed it. My baby killed it. My baby killed it. And I would have missed all of that wahala or all of that beautifulness if I'd got on that plane and gone to where I was supposed to go. So girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, my love, don't go against the grain in this, but in this season. If you ask for something, prepare to get it. And it may not be the way you want it, but trust and believe it's exactly what you need. So first of all, I just wanted to share that with y'all. And next, before we get into the cards, and we've been here long, not too long, it's body, right? So I've been talking about the body, and people have been getting sick around me. I even had a little myself, which made me make my first batch of sea moss gel. Guys, I made sea moss gel by myself. I made a jar for one for each of my babies and one for me. And if you want to see how I made it, Patreon. I mean, I'll be doing all types of things over there, including showing you how to make sea moss gel. But listen, the body. So this is all in conjunction with the moon as well. So obviously it was a full moon, wasn't it? We had a full moon. Thank you, I am the lesson. We had a full moon last week Sunday, and in that full moon, I participated. I released some things. I cried. I released some things. You get me? And did my first fire in the garden as well, which was wonderful. Anyway, by the Monday, everything seemed to have changed. And I also think the reason why I was late for the airport was because time is not time as we know it. I was saying just before I left to my niece that I felt like the days were more like 16, 17-hour days as opposed to 24-hour days. You sleep for 8 hours, but it feels like 4. We're waking up tired. So anyway, by Tuesday now, we got a crack in Kenya. I was going to say a crack in the road. We got a crack in Kenya, 50 feet deep crack that is saying that it's going to probably separate the continent. We've got that. We've got earthquakes in Turkey. We've got earthquakes in New York. We have some other weird weather somewhere else, all on the same day. So I ask, I just ask my guys, like, well done for that. And you know what they say to me? They either tell me to go and listen to music or watch a movie. So they sent me to a movie, and this movie was called Moonfall. Terrible movie. It's got Halle Berry in it. It's awful, but it was full of facts. It was full of facts. One of those movies that you will be so upset and vexed with the acting that make 1984 Fiction again. Happy birthday, my beautiful sister. Happy birthday. So you're not gonna watch this film if you're not guided to watch this film. It was awful, but I'm guiding you all to watch this film. And the facts that they dropped in this film about the moon. So basically, it's about the moon. Basically, these astronauts were out in space about 20 years ago, and there was this weird entity that kind of caused one of the astronauts to get lost in space, and for the spaceship to be a little bit off. So this guy had to kind of fly it back to Earth with him and Halle in the spaceship, right? So he comes back now. Big tribunal, they're asking the guy like what caused the problem. He's saying it's something I've never seen before. They're asking Halle, was it something practical, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Long story short, my guy loses his job as an astronaut. Halle elevates into stratospheres in the NASA. Boom, there's this weirdo guy, not weirdo, he's a nerd, yeah, and he somehow gets access to massive microscopes to watch the moon, and he gets data and stuff, and he saw an anomaly, and he was like, boom, the moon is the moon's rotation has changed. And when he tried to tell people at NASA, they didn't believe him. He was the first to discover it. Next thing you know, they're reporting the same thing. Long story short now, the rotation of the moon had changed because of some type of attack to the moon. So now this guy, the nerd guy, he said that the moon wasn't the moon. The moon was a mega structure created by living entities. He said aliens, but we just say entities. And lo and be motherfucking hold. In the movie, they're showing you that the moon is hollow. They even give the facts, like when the man tried to get to the moon before, it rang like a bell, and how it's hollow, and how it's a structure, it's not real, and it's used to manipulate energy. And with the moon's trajectory or whatever rotation changing, it's causing all these weird weather anomalies. It showed it on the movie, and it's causing time to do a madness. So basically they're saying, like, if we don't get this thing under control, the moon's going to start dropping bits of itself onto Earth the size of cities. Yeah, so obviously they're trying to stop that, you know what I mean? So my boy is like, but the moon is a mega structure, it's not what you think it is, and we need to do this and we need to do that. So anyway, so the head guys are like, well, how long have we got? Like, and he's like, oh, you know, we've got about 3 months. We're about 3 months away from this. And one guy's like, no, we're not, because of the way the moon's moving now. It's cut time in half, and instead of 3 months being 3 months, it's now 3 weeks. I was like, that's what's going on. That's what's going on with the timing or whatever the fuck this is. Because it's not. First of all, we realized when people started, especially my generation, we just stopped aging. I feel like my generation was one of the first generations to actually just stop aging. None of us are getting any older. That was the first thing I realized. And I was like, what the fuck is happening with this time thing? And now, I'm gonna say it with chest. I feel like the days are more like 16, 17 hours long rather than 24 hours. They're not that long anymore. That's why, if, say for instance, you're giving yourself an hour or 2 hours to get somewhere, give yourself 3, because that hour is more like 45 minutes, half an hour, as opposed to the 2 hours that you would normally able to get all the things done. That's another reason why I was late. Do you get? So my G's, watch that terrible film, but the facts, it was like watching a documentary. It felt like more like a documentary than a movie. That's why the acting was so bad. It's called Moonfall. It's got Halle Berry. It's a 2022 movie. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. What was the title of this? Some of you are not sick, you are recollaborating, or something like that. And it's true, some of y'all are not sick. Y'all think you're sick, but if you check your lives, there's been some type of dramatic shift or change, be it a change of perspective, a change of action, a change of heart. Something's happened that you've changed. This is why you're feeling unwell, and you're normally, the ascension symptoms are normally going to do with your like coldy stuff, your throat, your lungs, your chest. These are the things that are going to be highly affected, and the bigger the change, the bigger the trajectory that you have made, the more unwell you're going to feel. That's why I'm showing you the sea moss. That's why I'm showing you lime and ginger shots every morning. That's why I'm showing you echinacea root and sarsaparilla root with some ground up ginger tea. That's why I'm showing you these things with honey. That's why I'm showing you bees pollen. I'll show you the bees pollen. That's why I'm showing you the bees pollen. Because you know I got you lot, my G's. You know I got you lot. So bees pollen moves like the sea moss. It has 99.9% of all of the things that the body needs. Doing on some matrix shit, get me? So I'm showing you these things. If you are exceptionally sick, you may want to think about letting go of some further habits, especially with the eating. I want to applaud my past self from December who remember I was on my whole no processed food diet, and I managed to get all the way to the end of January, finished that in February. Now the only processed foods that I've reintroduced back into my diet is I've got some wholemeal pita bread that I'm loving right now. I did buy some jam because I love a little peanut butter and jam on my toast, I'm not gonna lie. And what else processed? That's really it. Everything else, I haven't been too bothered about reintroducing. I definitely haven't gone back to sugary stuff, other than the jam. And I'm not having that every day, so I'm kind of proud of myself. I feel like I'm getting my body back into a space where first of all I'm comfortable in it, and second of all it's functioning well, you know. Meditations, exactly, Shonda, moderation is absolutely key. um, Lola Gafford, girl, I know about that sugar chokehold. Girl, I know. But you know, just take your time, just one step at a time as you move forward in trying to eliminate certain things from your diets. I am getting into, again on Patreon, I'm really building up on the whole breath work, meditation stuff, which I'm a little proud of still, not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm getting much more disciplined with my breathing. Definitely breathing from my diaphragm. But I was talking to you lot about this around this time last year, isn't it? Can somebody tell me what happened to the war in Ukraine? Because we're now, it's 2-2. It was around this time because it was 2-2. Do you remember? And the war hadn't quite started yet, but it was close. And then as soon as the war started, the lurgy disappeared. Lurgy's disappeared now, as well as the war. Now, what are we doing? First of all, can somebody tell me about the Ukrainian Prime Minister? Why he doesn't ever wear formal clothes? My man's always in a hoodie. The other day he was on some business. Like, I was like, I've never seen nothing like this before. This is why I do believe that we're in a movie, all of us. We're unpaid extras, and yeah, it's getting more and more ridiculous as we move on. Oh, we're at the height of what do you call it? Ritual season within the Democrats and them, because and I'm talking about political party. I'm talking about the Democrats. And so we've got the award ceremonies going on, and I feel like we've also got bad gal Riri. She had to do something, and I'm trying everything in my power not to watch that as it goes on, because I don't want them to. I don't want to be part of the energy harvesting thing. But I will watch it eventually, not because I think I'm gonna enjoy the show, because bitch can't sing. Even though she's my bitch, I love her so much. Yeah, don't get it twisted. I love Rihanna, even though I don't really. But you know what I'm saying, innit? Like, I was a huge fan of Rihanna at some point. I even used to cover her songs back in the day. So boom, you've got that big energy harvesting. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's going to be huge. Have you noticed that no one's died this ritual season? There's always going to be a death of somebody, even though the boy from Migos did get slayed a few weeks before, but nothing like this. There's normally something on and around, and there's been no one, and I've been thinking, what the fuck is that? And then I remembered all of the deaths that are happening around the world with these natural disasters and things, the war in Congo. There's all kinds of fuckeries going on, and I'm like, okay, that's enough for them right now. And I feel like they're doing something different. So just be on your ones and your twos, 100% on protection. Still, y'all. What's up, JTV? 100% on keeping your crowns, your seventh chakra protected and covered. What else can I tell you? What advice can I give you? And keep a very open heart and mind when it comes to your next moves. make sure that is, don't get stuck in any one trajectory of action. You know, be open. I feel like I still need to cleanse 2 more decks, and then we're gonna get straight into prayer and then reading, guys. I'm sorry, you know I've got you. It's because I leave it too long until I come, so I've got so much things to fill you in on. I'm gonna probably try and come on at least a couple times a week soon, but for now I'm just gonna just move with the energy. I think that's enough. Y'all want a crystal? It's been a minute, innit? Look at my new journal. How dope is this, please? Any ways to protect your crown chakra? Of course, certainly. First of all, keep it covered. That's a great way. It doesn't have to be caps and what do you call it? Head wraps and stuff. It could be wigs, it could be hoods. You know, it could be whatever. Also, I tend to put some Florida water here sometimes. Back in the day, I used to wear crystals in my locks, so I used to tie my locks up, and then I used to push all kinds of crystals in my hair. Trying to think, what else? Don't let anybody touch your hair, first of all. If you go into hairdressers and stuff, guys, just be very careful about the hands that you're allowing into your hair. Make sure that these people are cleansing themselves before they put their, or ask them. All you've got to simply do is ask them what they do to cleanse their hands before they touch you. If they're looking at you like you're weird, get up, go home. As a hairdresser, 2 things that I do to cleanse between clients is I wash my hands with Himalayan salt water up to my elbows and rinse off the previous energy. I also sage the hairdryer because they share that. I also sage the space so that they don't walk into each other's energies, and it's normally a one-on-one client type thing that I have going on. So yeah, that's what I do. So if your hairdressers are not doing that, also for you guys in braids, make sure that you are cleansing the braids, washing them and soaking them in apple cider vinegar and giving them a good wash, and also saging or smudging of some kind of the hair, because you're going to be having that in your head for 4, 5, 6 weeks. Been through how many different processes, with how many different hands, how many different people, with not even the best intentions. So guys, come on man, do better for yourselves. That part. Alrighty, let's get into prayer. Our Divine Mother and Father who live within us, hallowed be thy name, our freedom come, your will be done on earth as it is within us. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others, as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves, for all lifetimes, timelines, and levels of consciousness. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of your love. For we are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory forever and ever. Duanete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is, and so it will be. Ashe. I invite my ancestors, my angels, my guides, my Orisha, my guardians of the sea, of the air, and the earth to join up with that of the collective, so that we can all have a clear, precise reading about anything that we need to know here and now in this reading for the 2-2 portal, especially in regards to the body. As above, so below, so within, so without. If it's me, then it's you. If it's you, then it's me. You already know. You already know. We in this bitch together, y'all. It stays like that. Where should we start? Soul rooted, soul led, rooted. My sister Wagwan. You guys check out her shop on Etsy. She's got some beautiful handmade beads and crystally stuff and stuff. Let her explain it to you, and let her, please, girl, put your link in the chat. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Bella. All right, my loves, where should we start? I know, I feel like I'm wasting time, but I feel like I need to take 2 pulls of my zoo. It's been a minute. Been a minute. It's my first suit of the day. Hey, Caroline. My first suit of the day. Long again, still no tobacco. So I'm listening to the music. Oof. Don't think if you haven't already yet, you know Isis Wisdom. I am the readers to ever do it. Watch her reading on predictions reading. It's not reading, predictions video. Guys, it's exciting times, man. Really exciting times. So, let's do this. Let us do this. I was listening to the music. I just wanted to see what it was trying to say, but I can't really hear it. It's just a vibe for me in the background. I just wanted that vibe. I didn't want meditation music today. Alright, that's our first card out. First card is Believe in Your Own Magic deck. Let's see what's going on there. Did I not bring the tradition? I didn't bring the traditional tarot. I would have liked it. Oh yes, I have got some right, but under there's cards everywhere. Because I'll just be sitting here doing a lot of stuff. Also, you can book your private readings on www.mamadproducts.co.uk. Feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Feast. Look what she's feasting on, y'all. Look at what she is feasting on. Look. Fruits and more fruits. Don't watch my nail. The whole nail broke and it was so painful. Just took the piss. This is what they mean with feast and slow down and celebrate yourself. I feel like I need to bite it because it's still, you know when it breaks really low and you just have to be like asking God why. So it's still just a bit snaggy. So don't watch it, but you know. Feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Slow down and celebrate yourself. This is an 11, 29 is an 11. It's a portal. There's two. It's a portal. It's what it is today, the 11th. Slow down and celebrate yourself. I'm thinking as well, it's slowing down and allowing maybe your digestive system to take a break from heavy processing of some of the heavy things that you're maybe putting in your body. We spoke about that, innit? So I feel like some of you may need to fast. Some of you may need to just cut out the processed foods for just a small amount of time. I think there's also solar flares. There's also solar flares happening. I think that happened yesterday, the 10th, right? Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, Ruby. I love you lot because these are the things that gas me. These are the things that gas me. Yeah, there was a solar flare yesterday. Yeah, Amber, go for it. Amber, go for it. You've got the Two of Cups. So it says here relationships, but you already know this is the pouring in of. This is the pouring in of. But then look at this as well. Look at the depiction. This looks like I'm gonna say it, yeah. This looks like like Eyes Wide Shut kind of thing in them Illuminati shit. You know the Rothschilds and them type of families. This is and this looks like a naive person. I feel like there's going to be a lot of decadence offered to us as a whole. It's going to be a lot of come over here and have a look at this, come over there and have a look at that. All the while you're not even focusing on the shit that you need to be focusing on, which is you and keeping yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like some of the collective feel that their cup is not full enough. It needs filling up by something or someone else. But that filling up by something or someone else is good to bloat you out. Hence why you might need to fast. Why I feel like you might not need to get involved in others pouring into you unless they are pouring into you from a place of health, from a place of sharing what they do in order to keep themselves together, sharing what they do in order to stay in optimum health. Like yesterday when I went to this Budweiser gig, they were giving us all free beer, and me not drink them thing there. So I wasn't tempted, but I could see, do you know what I mean? Like everybody was just on a hot thing. I was just there with my sober self, like if it wasn't for my Picnio and Emma V, because I love her so much. If it wasn't for them two, I really absolutely would not be out here doing none of this. So and I think as well, my vacation would have brought all of that as well. Hey Neptune 44, my vacay would have brought all of that as well, because I drink when I'm on holiday, I indulge, I eat things that I would never normally eat when I'm away. So the whole point of me being at home meant that I was just eating clean. I was really hardly eating, you know, I was just grazing and bang on my smoothies and thing, and that really wouldn't have happened, even though I even took a blender with me, because I was going to make sure that I was going to try and stay on top. But I already knew that I was going to be indulging in things that I really know I should not have been indulging in. And not to say that there's anything wrong, but again, as Shonda said earlier, you know, everything in moderation. But I feel like in these times we're truly being asked to really keep the vessel, the temple as pristine, clean as possible, because of these solar flares, because of this moon shifting orbity thing going on, and all of the different things. I feel like the air quality isn't what it was or what it could or should be. You know, I mean, people talking about birds dropping out of the sky. I'm just like, fam, you know, you should see this film Moonfall. It will tell you that it also affects the air quality. People were moving like to higher grounds and stuff so that it wouldn't get involved in the flooding, but there they couldn't breathe properly. And so again, breath is very important. It's very important to get into some breath work, my G's. Make sure, like, even though you see me smoking, it's honestly it's really a treat. You know what I mean? It's very, like, the whole of this week we've been practically dry. Like, we haven't really been smoking. When I say we, I'm talking about me and my closest. Like, we haven't really been smoking at all. Because first of all, there's been nothing around. Second of all, nobody can really be bothered to go and get anything anyway. And so yeah, it's really been a touch and go thing. I've been sleeping a lot. That's what I've definitely been doing. So yeah, think about who's pouring into you and what it is they're pouring into you. Hey Foxy Moon, my love. Foxy Moon's got a new channel, my G's. Go and check that out. Yes, so I would definitely look about what is being poured into you. Like I said, it is hot ritual season. So all of the awards ceremonies, all of those things, Super Bowl, what is being poured into you? That's what that is. That's what the fuck that is. And your relationship to it. Because I told you already, I love Riri. You know what I mean? I know I shouldn't, or you know, but I do. And you know, her energy being poured into me, is that good for me or not? I don't know. I don't think so. So this is what I'm saying. Maybe it's not just about physical foods. This is about what you're listening to, what you're putting your energy into, what you're investing into. Yeah. Whew, let's put another one. Oh no, let's just see what the Sacred Tarot of the Heart has to say about that, because we're with the body, so let's listen to the heart bit of the Human Drum book club's going really well. Oh my god, I wouldn't say that we're halfway through the book, but we're far. We've just finished chapter 4, and there we read about divine unions and stuff. You spent $222.23 yesterday. That's sick. I love that shit. Oh, I love that you got it, Emma V. It's so sick. The book is unbelievable. The book is unbelievable. I think this is the 8 of dedicated effort. You need to make a dedicated effort to yourself. And again, you see there's another couple here, but this one looks like, you know, it's a divine couple. This couple over here, not so, they don't look so cool. She don't even look sure about none of it. She's like, blood. Why go on for that? Oh my God, I watched that film Babylon the other day. Ross. I said Ross. That's all I can say. I was watching it like Ross. Lot of, again, it shows you a lot about Hollywood, the development of movies, and even then there was so much darkness and fuckery going on inside that energy. So even if you are a movie lover like me, I love a movie, yo, I still at the bottom of my mind sometimes think, God, I wish I didn't have to fucking watch this, because I already know these people move mad. I already know they do some weird fucking shit, and here I am letting them pour into me. You know, what going for that? Yeah, already. Yeah, Foxy, we already talked about that, baby. We talked about that. So look at the difference between these two couples. So you need to make a dedicated effort. If you are not being poured into like this top, this is like, I think this is the 8 of Pentacles. If you're not being poured into like this is definitely not what you're looking for. You're not looking for some masked thing to take your hand and drag you into some fuckery. Look at the cat. Look at the Cheshire. No, the way it's smiling, yeah. Look at the cat. Look at the cat. Because the cat's saying, bitch, watch yourself. Cat loves drama. That's why I don't like cats, you know, because they love too much fucking drama. You always hear them fighting outside. I don't like cats. So, my G's, just be, I'm not saying don't have nothing because no one pour into you. That's not what I'm saying. But whoever's pouring into you, make sure it's a valiant effort. Dedicated effort for your highest greatest good, not theirs. Do you understand? That they are pouring into you from a space of service. If I'm pouring into you from a space of service because I want to, because I love you. I'm not expecting anything back. This though, this looks like she can't, if she takes his hand and goes somewhere, even look at the hand gesture. Oh, piasso. No, this ain't a joke. It's like taking an oath. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Watch what you're watching over these next couple of weeks, yeah? I didn't watch the Grammys. Because I used to want to even get a Grammy. I was one of these people that wanted a fucking Grammy. I already know why I could never get a Grammy or why I could never be in that space. I already know. I know some of you love cats. I know, and as a witch, you know, it's unusual for me not to like cats, but I just don't like the way they move, man. I don't fucking trust them. My baby girl, the youngest, has got cats, and the other day I was looking at her hands. I was like, you look like you're self-harming, mama. What the fuck is going on with that? Those cats. No, I'm a dog witch. You already know. I'm a dog witch. I don't really fuck around with them things there. They're purred. You know what? When my daughter moved in small last year and she brought 7 cats in the house with her, I'm not going to lie to you, Biscuit's purr on me was really calming. I really enjoyed her. But the rest of them, no thank you. Everything said my cat's a bitch, but I love her. Not bad. Because I couldn't live with a bitch. I would, honestly, no. All right, boom. So yeah, but the cat knows Wagwan. Look, the cat know Wagwan, and that's why some of your cats are there to blatantly protect you. You already know. You lot know. So, and I know that the cats that my kids got, that cat's there to protect her. Well, so many different decks. I don't even know what to pull next. Should we pull in? No, we're not pulling from the same deck. Let's pull from Ancestors and Angels. Look at what we got. We got straight off. I mean, I hardly shuffled. I'm only taking this card. We got the Elder, and this, I love this card because somewhere in the text it says move beyond ancestral patterns, and it also has the ancestors apologizing to us for the things that they didn't do for us, and that we shouldn't continue to follow in their footsteps. You know what I mean? And I think some of the things that the ancestors did was try to integrate into a system that didn't give a fuck about them. They had their own things going on. They had their own rituals. They had their own religions. They had their own ways of being. And they got themselves twisted up in shit that ain't got nothing the fuck to do with us. And here we are holding that torch for things. I've been seeing a lot of things on YouTube whereby, you know, a lot of things are against, you know, some of these I guess Hollywood people, but yet they're saying to us, you know, we're covering you in the blood of Jesus for protection. I don't want nothing's blood on me for any type of protection. That's where you've lost me. You lose me in that moment. You get me? I'm with you to an extent. And remember I told you lot, oh my God, remember I told you lot about Enki and Enlil. Remember? And I told you how Enki was the original Yahweh and Enlil came and stole it from him. I told you that, I gave you the reference movie. The movie's called The School of Good and Bad. I gave you the reference, yeah. And also Black Magic 363, we've got Rod Hayes. He talks about Enlil and Enki and the relationship between the Yahweh and the devil. I feel like devil in nature, I mean devil in name, not necessarily in nature. We're really going to see what the low vibrational energy is. And I also saw another brother, he did a video, I forgot what his name is, on Instagram. He did a video about Jesus and the devil being the same person. I mean, I'm just a messenger here. I'm just telling you what I'm here to tell you, because they're saying tell them this, so I'm doing that. So this young man, he explained how, in the same way that we kind of explain the shadow and the higher self energy. Remember when Jesus went into wherever he went into, and he 40 days and 40 nights, and he had an argument with the devil, and the devil kept tempting him. Was it really the devil, or was it just his own lower, not lower aspect? Was it just his shadow or his ego? I said, bomba, clout, bomba. And also, you know, everything to do with this planet. Like this is, they say that this is the space that the devil rules. So what are we doing then? Who is it? Who are we in these institutions clapping and praising? What are we doing? Do we know? You know, I mean, I still don't know what I still don't think any of us really know what the fuck we're doing. You know what I mean? We're all just out here winging it. But the ancestors are saying to us, you need to be very careful about what it is that you invest your energy into. It's the same thing. Look at that. Saying be very careful about what you invest your energy into, where you invest your energy, and what you allow to pour into you. What are you allowing to be poured into you? Now I want to use tradition tarot. I want to use. It's all connected for sure. It really, really is. And I feel like in this 7 year, we're going to get to the bottom of it. So nobody be attached to anything. Nobody's here to try and offend. Nobody's here to try and say that one thing is better than the other. Nobody's here to try and say that you're whatever it is that you pray to, or whatever it is that you see as your higher guiding force is anything other than what it is. So this is what we're going to get to the bottom of. You know what I mean? Even, you know, some of us witches, we used to really give so much energy to the moon, but now we are starting to understand it's just like a big car in the sky. My hips are going to be moving a lot this year. Can someone teach me how to crip walk? Because I was here trying earlier, before I got on thingy, I was trying to crip walk. I feel like it's just in my blood. I just want to do it. I'm not glorifying gangs or whatever, but you remember Bloods and Crips, they were not gangs before the FBI and them man got involved. They were there to protect the community and make sure that police didn't brutalise their families and team. And then all of a sudden they became, and then it was the divide and conquer, and then they became who they became. But, you know, I feel like in a previous life I was definitely a Crip. I am the lesson. I don't think it's easy. I've been trying to crip walk for so long and I can't do it. My kids can do it so well. That's why I feel like it's in the blood. I feel like it's in me. I feel like I gave that to them, but I've just forgotten. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Pentacles in reverse. So first of all, some of you are still overspending. You're giving out your resources to things and places that don't need it. So you're still trying to keep up with the Joneses, some of you. You're still buying shit that you don't need. You're still investing in shit that is not going to bring you any dividends in the future. And this is, again, I feel like what the ancestors are saying, please don't move like us. Please don't get caught in the traps. Don't get caught in those ancestral patterns. Please don't live hand to mouth. We spoke about that, didn't we? Our money. Please don't live hand to mouth like we learned to do. We got scared about generating generational wealth because of all of the awful things that would happen to us if we tried to do that. But that's not going to happen to you guys. So we just want you to know that you don't need to be wasting your money. Crips, Gov, Bloods, Patriots. I love that. But I feel like I'm a Crip. I really do. I really do. I was talking to one of my nephews today and I was just like, look, I need to go to Crenshaw. He was like, I want to come. I was like, we should gonna go. We're gonna go. So yeah, guys, please really make it. Did you not get your money accountability partners yet, where you have to declare your spendings weekly? Oh, Emma, you're in Inglewood. Say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing. Yeah, did you not get your accountability partners for your coin? You reporting at, first of all, you writing down the ins and outs of your money. Some of you got lazy because of things like Monzo and that kind of shit, where it's just like kind of tracking your money and how it's moving. But I'm talking about all of your money. If you've got multiple streams of income, then you've got your money coming in and out of different places, and I need you to keep an eye on that, especially for those of you that are dealing with multiple streams of income. Keep an eye on what everything's doing, because you're going to be asked to do something with those coins that you are you know, being mindful about. This dedicated effort. I'm sure this is the Eight of Pentacles as well, same thing. So they are talking about really trying to accumulate your coin in order to make sound investments. Last year, do you remember I was talking about when I was talking about maybe some of you would need to move, some of you need to go to different countries, these types of things, being able to invest in different spaces for the long term. Some of you have got amazing businesses, but just probably businesses that won't work in the spaces where you are at. You may need to move and take those businesses to places where they can thrive. Sorry. So yeah, let's see what the Secretary of the Heart has to say about that. Psychic Tarot, say the sacred Psychic Tarot of the Heart. It says clarity of belief. I saw someone say, I saw someone say a Rasta, it was somewhere posted, and it's, the Rasta said you can only believe in things that you can't see. You either have to have a knowing, or it's a belief, and it's belief in things that you can't see. So I mean, the easiest example is for those of us that believe in God. None of us have really seen God, but we believe in it. None of us really believe it. I believe in mermaids. I ain't never seen no mermaid or fairy and things there, but I believe in it. But I've never seen it. It's now clarity of belief. So what is it do you think you believe? What is it what is your belief about money? Do you still think that money doesn't grow on trees? Because it fucking does, actually. I mean, not modern money because it's digital, but there was a time when our parents used to say money doesn't grow on trees, but actually it does. What do you think paper's made out of? You know what I mean? So, you know, what is your belief about money? Do you believe that money is scarce? Do you believe that money is evil? What do you believe about money? And I feel like our ancestors are asking us that. What do you believe about wealth? What do you, and this is something that, this is an idea that you need to transform. You know, this is something that needs a rework. Your clarity on what you believe about money, especially currency, because sometimes some money is worth more than other money in other places. So what type of currency are you using in order to build your wealth? I feel like in these times we're looking at things like natural minerals. We're looking at not necessarily property, but land. You know, these are the things that we need to truly be investing in for long-term money, long-term gain. Again, this film keeps coming back to me, this Moonfall film. I feel like they covered fucking everything. There were these like hooligans robbing like a petrol station, but they wasn't robbing just, one of them was out there just robbing the petrol, and one of them comes running out the shop with money and was like, look what I got, look what I got. And the other one was like, what do you expect to do with that? I mean, it's not worth nothing in these times, in this time, more than to wipe your ass with. And I was like, they covered fucking everything, even if it was subtle. They covered everything in this movie. So Moonfall, that's your homework, you guys, and then come up with your own conclusion. Let's discuss. What's going on in Iraq, Esther? Ether, sorry. What's going on in Iraq, Ma? Iraq, well, you see that war there, before I even knew what was what and who was who and Wagwan, yeah, I already knew they went in there to catch some sacred tablets, or to, that's why they was blowing shit up, because they were looking for something buried. And that's a lot of the time when they go into those types of places, that's what they're looking for, and that has everything to do with the Sumerian tablets, that has everything to do with Enki and Enlil. I'm telling you that those names, get used to them, Enki and Enlil. They're going to be loud this year. You hear? Let's get another card from... Yeah, we're going to be here probably a little while. I mean, it's been a while since I've been here, innit? So, not rushing. Got a couple calls late. I don't know where my phone is though. Clover, release your guilt. Touch a four-leaf clover, to get over. Try your way. I don't know the words to nothing. release your guilt. Possible survivor's guilt, some of y'all. And not survivor's guilt of, you know, survivor's guilt is denoted a lot to money, but some of you may feel bad that you healed, that you no longer are in a certain place, that some people you love deeply did not choose the healing in the same way that you did, so therefore are not moving in the same way as you, or receiving the same type of grace as you're receiving in these times, or may be receiving in future times. And some of you may feel some type of way about that, feel like you still want to turn back and try to carry others with you. I remember somebody, the last time I drew this card, they said that this looked like, you know, the field in Wakanda, in the movie, the thing that turned the person into Black Panther. And remember, Killmonger, he burnt all of the remaining, because he wanted to be the last Black Panther. And so this, I feel like, is another transformation for us, you know, but this is going to be a deep spiritual transformation where it's going to be mind, body and soul coming into one understanding, having a full understanding. Again, I feel like with time doing what it's doing, I feel like a lot of you are going to be sleeping more because you are recollaborating, you're upgrading, you're gonna need so much sleep. It's just like babies do. You understand, when they come out newborn, when they come out newborn, and they just be sleeping because they're growing. And this is, I feel like this is the same type of thing that's going to be happening to us, but we're growing in our power, we're growing in spirit, we're growing, you know, this is a 3, so you see that 21, so this is like the Holy Trinity. You can also see this flame as well. I feel like this is we're coming into Pisces season. So Pisces, obviously, Elsie, we're coming. Wait, I got your waist beads on, girl. I got your waist beads on, girl. Listen, if you want the best waist beads known to man, Elsie is your girl, my G's. So I feel like a lot of us are sleeping because a lot of us are astro traveling. A lot of you your cells are recollaborating in your sleep. And I think, so I was talking about Pisces. So Pisces is the, if this is air, Aquarius, we're in the Aquarius season. This is air, so everything that you're thinking about now will now come into your emotions, into Pisces season. Yeah, and then that is where the emotion will help to make the manifestation more potent. And then as we come into spring, look at this, where they're picking all these new flowers. You're seeing all these purple new flowers in spring. When we come into spring, this is the time now when you're really going to again come with a new energy of transformation. And I feel like some of you will really truly see who around you did the work and who around you didn't. And some of you are going to feel some type of way. Some of you might feel a little bit bad for not being able to share your process with them, to help them along their way. But everybody's got free will and everybody's got free choice in these times. So come April, don't allow that survivor's guilt to hold you back. Do you get what I'm saying? What's the collective really going to be releasing guilt over there? That was just me waffling on. Talk to me. Yes, King of Pentacles. Survivor's guilt. You're going to be releasing your guilt over accumulating your wealth, accumulating the things that you truly want here on this plane, on this space. I also got I also just felt like some of you are going to be feeling bad about leaving some lovers behind, or people that you cared very deeply about behind, because they didn't do the work, or they chose not to do the work. So you may choose other people to be with in this space, and that may upset a few people. Don't let the guilt drag you back. Don't let this is like, and I can see like big Taurus energy here. You know, don't let the guilt hold you back. I feel like that's really going to come into full bloom just after the new year, the Aries season, and then we're going to go into Taurus season, and this is going to be you. So, but there's going to be a lot of fortification by fire, and this is a fortification of mind, body and soul. All of the things that you're doing now, eating better, moving better, breathing better, are really going to be fortified by fire. So that means that you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. And then come Taurus season now, this is the time when you're really going to be sitting pretty, and then you may be looking back and feeling like, oh shit, you know, I wish maybe I can still bring this person along, or maybe I should still be in this place, or maybe I shouldn't have moved. You know what I mean? All of these things, but don't. You're exactly where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. So don't let survivor's guilt fuck you up. You're right, Shana Benita. Betterment always vexes the people left behind, but that's not our business. It's not our business. In reverse. This is the Nine of Swords in reverse. So we're learning to go beyond our thoughts of, we're not allowing our thoughts to become things when we are thinking about fear. We're not allowing ourselves to get spooked by the newness of our way of being, our new abilities, our new processes, our new opportunities. We're not allowing ourselves to get spooked. But then the magician is also in reverse, which I need to... I'm trying to look for my phone. I swear I bought it. Did I not bring it? Where's my phone? I'm thinking, why? So if the magician energy is a 6, if the magician energy is in reverse, I'm just going to use my common sense. So some of you may be handing over your power, your magic to other people to manifest. So that's why we got at the beginning, like, what are you allowing to be poured into you? Who and what is pouring into you? So I feel like some of you may want to abandon your magic because you're scared that if you continue doing what you're doing, it's going to accelerate your progress, and leave others behind. Some of you may be self-sabotaging as well in that sense. Some of you though have opened up your hearts, because look at this in upright, this is the heart locked in a cage, but upside down or in reverse, this is the heart actually being open to new things. So and once you stop living in fear, and you know, having these night terrors and sleep paralysis and these types of things, and you open up your heart to traveling through the dimensions, you're a multi-dimensional being, and you travel through these dimensions and realms with ease. Make this a normal mantra for yourself, so that you're not getting spooked by it. We spoke about it last year with that movie, in it. Everything happening all here, all at once, all now. You know which movie I'm talking about, innit? So you know, we are multi-dimensional. Even Doctor Strange movie come out last year to show us that once again. And now I think we've got another one. We've got another Marvel. I think this is Ant-Man, and I think this is about quantum leaping and all these things. Blood. It's that time. This is very exciting times. If you've been kind of bored in the process recently, get ready for some excitement, because it's the year of the rabbit. The rabbit hole's deep. I feel like I want to pull one card from the Andinkra. Energy, protect that. It says this symbol suggests energy flows as the spirit within us. Some things increase our energy, some things decrease our energy. Some things increase our energy, some things decrease our energy. So you really got to be really protective of your energy, what you're allowing to pour into you and what you are pouring into at this time. Very, very important. Especially, I think, for this year as a whole, but during this time, this season right now, very, very important to protect your energy, y'all. Especially, like I said, your crown chakras need to be forever covered, especially in spaces where you don't feel comfortable with people you don't know. Keep your crown chakras covered. Especially when you're moving in public transport, these types of things. Even when the warmer months come, you can get like a lighter scarf and just, put it over you. However you feel comfortable, baseball cap or whatever, just something that's going to keep your crown chakra covered. Alright, let's have a look at, let's pull one last ancestral as our overall energy. I'm going to look at the bottom of some of the decks as well. What's the overall energy for this portal, please, for the collective? Okay, 2. We've got Shaman. It says trust in higher forces. And this is, again, like I said, I really feel like we're being elevated with that clover field. We're really being elevated into much higher echelons of our being, of our consciousness at this time, because, like I said, we're sleeping a lot. There's so much going on with the solar flares. I think with the moon it's in a different transit or orbit, with all of the information coming through, with all of the rituals, I think are backfiring to some extent on some of these darker forces. And so trusting in higher forces. Some of you may be going on shamanic journeys. I've been seeing quite a few of you inquiring about mushrooms. I've got the link. If you hit me up in Instagram, I've got the link. Also, some of you are talking, I've heard ayahuasca mentioned quite a few times this week, and even me, I'm thinking about doing my second ayahuasca journey this year, as well as a mushroom journey as well. So trusting these higher forces, using plant medicines to help assist, not to be dependent on though, my G's. Remember that these are only tools that we use. We're not going to abuse them like how we abuse the ganja and all them things there, you see me? And then I've got the drum, dream the journey. This is the heart, this is the emotion. I think this is the Pisces coming in, the Pisces energy rolling in not so long. And also we've got what this Valentine's thing coming in as well, innit? So I feel like the drum, the dream and journey, this is like there's a rhythm to this shit, and you have to align with the rhythm and learn the dance steps in order to successfully shimmy your way through this next chapter. Crying and falling asleep, Queen Diamond. DJ Stony Tony, hey my love, thank you. My Venus is in Pisces blood. So that's what I think as well. The drum being the heart, being the drum. If the book was here, I would have read a little piece for you from Women Who Run with the Wolves. We've just literally finished discussing the heart as the drum, and the heartbeat being a drum, and being also the thing that we can't live without. You can live without your limbs, you can live without your senses, but you can even live without some of your organs, but let the heart stop, that's you finished. So, you know, let you live through your heart, live a heartfelt existence during this 7 years. Get you into the habit of that. If you're not passionate about it, don't do it. Just say no. Be okay with that, and that doesn't mean that you're gonna miss out on anything. You know, be heartfelt. If your heart is pulling you somewhere, go for it. If your heart is pulling you to someone, go for it. Well, geez, let's read a crystal and get out of here. Let's read a crystal and get out of here. Exactly, Queen Diamond, finding the beautiful rhythm within. Okay, we've got bloodstone. And the heart, as we know, is one of the most important things to keep the blood pumping through our bodies. And then we've also got rhodochrosite and bloodstone. 45 and 11. 11. That's the day today. We got another 11. We got 11 as well in the first card that we got. So let's have a look and see what these are. It's wondering, because you know what? I really thought we were going to get disturbances from my phone, but my phone ain't even in it. What was in your dream last night, Lola Ford? Oh, the rhodite. Let's read it then, girl. Let's get into it. Thank you for the donation, Elsie, my love. Thank you, baby. Let's get into it. Let's see what that had to do with your dream, girl. All right, first of all, we're going to read the Bloodstone 11 because it's the 11 portal. The 2-2 portal. So let's get into it on the 11th day. Bloodstone has always had a powerful connection with maintaining vitality, regulating menstruation, and staunching blood loss, as well as purifying the kidneys. Because we talked about fasting, didn't we? Self-understanding. You're a magical being, an amalgam of your individuality, your family, and your environment. Let go of the past. Look closely at your ancestral line. No way. Look closely at your ancestral line. Recognize toxic patterns, subconsciously running your life. Move away from toxic patterns, subconsciously running your life. Break away and be strong. You may be unnecessarily aggressive or defensive. Acknowledge mistakes and let inner disharmonies be transmuted. Divination. Detoxification and chaos precede transmutation. Detoxification and chaos precede transmutation. Perseverance is needed. Locked doors open. Obstacles are swept away and romance blossoms. Because I'm telling you, it's the season, my G's. Preserve your good reputation. Recognize your enemies and keep them close. Do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. A farewell is called for. Mourn appropriately and let go. You are a spiritual warrior. Look at that. A farewell is called for. Mourn appropriately and let go. You are a spiritual warrior. Release your guilt. Be assertive. Healing insight. Nourish your blood and you revitalize your whole body. Nourish your blood, CMOS, and you revitalize your whole body. Bees pollen. Frequency earthy, chakra purifies and aligns lower chakras. Timing Aries, Libra, Pisces. We talked about both of these. Aries, Libra, Pisces. Soul path, freedom from the past. Let's get into the 9, the ending. rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite teaches the heart to simulate painful feeling without shutting down. Dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns. Move beyond ancestral patterns. It offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. Self-understanding. Deep down you feel alienated, unloved and unappreciated. A history of sexual or emotional abuse creates dis-ease, or you may have misused or feared your sexual power in the past. You may be repressing something you do not want to face. Irrational fears and paranoia and unacceptable emotions need to be acknowledged and transformed. Clarity of belief. Divination. Time for a change of viewpoint. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences rather than seeing the negative effects. Remember the story that I told you at the beginning about my trip. Check out whether what you were taught in childhood is still relevant to the person you are today. Healing insight, releasing resentment from your heart. There's the damn phone the whole time. I'm going to have to go in 1 second. 1 minute. Hey, baby. Hello? I'm good. I'm just on YouTube. I'm just coming off. So I'll call you straight back. Alrighty. Speak to you soon. Bye. Mind your business. Just mind your business. Alright? Healing insight. Releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being. Frequency high. Chakra, heart, solar plexus, base, and sacral. Timing summer. Soul path. Radiating unconditional love and selfless compassion. We love it. We love it. And the song that's playing, you already know. You already know, Queen Diamond. If you lot could hear the music, you don't even know. You don't even know! I'm going before I fucking expose all of my fucking business on YouTube, which I'm not going to do. So I love you lot so much. It's 11:11. I love it so much. Well, my heart chakra is fully open and in acceptance of unconditional love and all the things. So, my G's, I spread it back to you. I thank you for being with me today. I love you lot. I've missed you lot so much. The Suede Sage, girl, I love you. And I will speak to the whole lot on soon. I'll be back sooner than you think, I promise. I love you. Bye. Where do I start? See how giddy I am. I'm a mess.